This is the cactus, which just came from Butch Del Mundo. So it's that one, the one I won't say. Like I said, there's a lot of kids from school that watch my channel, so yeah, I won't say it, but you all know what it is. But I really would like to propagate it because this has been on my wish list for a while. It's got such a fantastic root system that I reckon we could probably take some of these babies off. So my plan is just to very gently twist them and remove them. If it doesn't work, I'll have to get a knife, but let's just see how we go first. So just very gently. Just don't want to damage it or damage myself. I'm thinking I might need a knife. Yeah, it's looking like I might need a knife. So if you are going to use a knife to separate cactus babies, most of them usually just twist off. Look, it has come off, but yeah, it's not great. So I'm going to get a knife to do the rest of them, but most babies usually just, yeah, they just twist off, but I'm going to grab a knife and remember to disinfect it with some alcohol. So I'll be doing that first before I actually try and slice off the rest of the babies. So I might leave two on here, I'm not sure, but let me grab a knife and then we'll see what happens next. So I'll put this one aside. Once it's dry, we can stick it onto some soil, dry soil. So remember, if they don't have roots, don't water them because they can't do anything with the root without any roots. So that water will just rot them. So let's put this one aside and grab a knife. Okay, so we've got a nice sharp knife here. Like I said, make sure you disinfect it with some alcohol. So just spray some alcohol on it or rub it on. Even if you've got alcohol wipes, you could just use that. So nice and sanitized. Let's just very gently pick this guy up so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, hopefully you can see now. So just very carefully, just slice. You need a nice sharp knife for this. If you're a child, please don't do this. Only for adults. All right, so just very carefully slicing through there. Like I said, it's very difficult to get a good camera angle for you. So there's that one, okay? So there's the base. Now, if you want to, you can actually put a bit of cinnamon on that, and that will actually stop it from rotting. It will help it to dry out properly, and it also, well, it stops it from infection. So I think it's an antifungal or something, cinnamon. So I will let that callus before I go putting it anywhere. You could put it into dry soil just like this if you wanted to, but I'd rather keep it clean. So I'm going to let that dry out, maybe sprinkle a bit of cinnamon on it. And when it's calloused over, probably after about a week or so, then I'll sit it on dry soil. So there's the first one. Let's put that one aside. Just put it somewhere where it's not going to get dirty. All right, now I think I'll just leave the one. Butch, I hope you're not watching this because I don't want you to cry that your beautiful cactus is getting chopped up. So let's... It's very hard to get into there. Nearly, there you go, beautiful. All right, so that's a nice clean cut as well. So there you go. So that's going to dry out beautifully. I'll set that aside. And we're going to take these little guys off as well. All right, so hopefully you can see that there. So we're just going to very gently slice it off. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're left with that. That's the original plant, and we'll let that dry out before it gets any water at the top. It could be watered at the bottom. It's actually quite thirsty. So because I haven't done anything to the roots, I will probably put a little bit of, when I pot this up, I'll probably actually give it a bit of a water, but just make sure it doesn't get wet up here, okay? So I might put some cinnamon on that as well. All right. And then we're left with these little guys. So there's 3 of them. So let's see if we can separate them without getting prickled. Oh my goodness, it is very prickly in there. All right, there's one. He is the king of all prickly babies. Look at that one. Ah, ouchie. And then there's these 2 guys here. So let's separate these guys too. All right, there we go. So this one's got 2 sites that we'll have to keep an eye on. You can still tell which is the top. Let me just turn him round. So you can still tell that that's the top. So when I plant it, I'll make sure that the bottom is down the bottom. All right, and we've got this guy too. So once again, you can tell which is the top. All right, there we go. And you can see where it gets its nickname from. We won't go there. All right, so we've ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pups and the original plant. So let's plant this guy up, and then we'll put the other plants, the other pups onto, yeah, I think we'll just let them dry before we put them on soil. And I might see if I've got some cinnamon. All right, let's put this guy into the pot. So I've filled it up too much, as usual. It's quite sandy, but I might actually take some of that out, tip it out. So we've got room for the roots. So we make a hole in the middle and build it up around the sides to account for the roots. I'll grab my tweezers. All right, grab him at the top. And we just want to work those roots right down there. All right, that's actually probably good. It's a little bit below the level of the pot. And now we've just got to backfill with some of the soil. All right, there he is. He looks lovely, doesn't he? I feel like I should put a rock or something in here. So I might have a look around and see what I can find. We've got the babies over here. Let's move him out of the way. All right, babies are over here. So these guys, I'll put them somewhere clean and let them dry out. Put a little bit of cinnamon on the ends that have been cut and let them dry for, yeah, probably about a week or so. And then I'll put them on dry soil. Don't water them until they start to grow some roots. So I'm going to keep them inside until they've dried out. It's a bit wet outside, so I don't want them getting any moisture in the cuts. So that's the plan.